Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be the pros and cons of Joint Base Eustis, Langley. Now, I am not currently stationed there, neither is my husband, but I am going to do an entire series of every single base that I have been stationed at within, I'd say I'm going to do the past seven to 8 years. I won't go back any further than that because I don't think that I can give you a really good feel of a place if I haven't been there in a decade. So my overseas posts like Fort Buchanan and Landstuhl Regional Medical Center, which is located in Landstuhl, Germany. I won't be doing a pros and cons list of those bases because it's been over a decade since I have been stationed there, and I believe there's way too much that has changed for me to give you a real, just a real opinion as to what it is like now. I mean, if you have any questions about those specific bases, you can ask me and I can tell you what it was like, in my opinion, a decade ago for, a young 20-year-old kid. But at this point in time, things that I look for and things that I enjoy when I go to different military bases and are different now, so saying all that to say this, this is the second in the series that I'm doing, which, as I stated before, is Joint Base Langley Fort Eustis, you guys. So even though Fort Eustis and Langley Air Force Base operate as a joint base, they are located in two separate cities. They're not very far apart from each other, about I'd say 15 to 20 minutes tops, of course, depending on traffic. But Fort Eustis is located in Newport News, and it's on the edge of another city called Yorktown. And there is also Langley Air Force Base, which is located in Hampton. Now, as I said, they're not really that far apart, but they operate together. Now, I do want to start off with a disclaimer. I am completely biased because I am from Virginia. I am from the Hampton Roads area. So I'm not going to have a whole lot negative to say about my hometown. I'm sorry. I will be honest with you, but I just don't see a lot of negatives. I grew up there. I love it, and it's home for me. So I'm just going to start with that disclaimer right there. But I'm going to get started with the cons, some things that people may not appreciate or some things that might be a little different or uncomfortable to some people. So the cost of living in Virginia, I am told, is high. As I said, I grew up there, and my parents were government workers, military. So, and even once my parents got out of the military, they just went right back to work as civilians for the military. So my quality of life was always maintained. But from what I hear, the cost of living is kind of high. It's just something I've always been accustomed to at that level. But a lot of people say, just compared to other states and compared to other places that they've been, the cost of living is pretty high. The next thing that might be a con is a small amount of nightlife. I guess that's true. Even being when I was young, when I was in my 20s, and nightlife was something that I cared about. There's not a lot. There's not a lot of it. There are like clubs and things like that located probably 15 to 20 minutes away from those bases, in an area called Virginia Beach and in an area called Norfolk. But that's about it. Like I said, those areas are, about a 20, 30 minutes tops, depending on traffic drive, if nightlife is something that you're interested in, bars and things of that nature. But there's not a lot of that there. This is one thing that everyone complains about. I grew up with it my entire life, traffic. Now, in this area that is called Hampton Roads, where Eustis and Langley are located, there are a ton of other military bases. There is Oceana Naval Station. There is the Yorktown Amphibious Base. There is, as I'm speaking about, Langley Fort Eustis. There is another naval base over there. I can't remember the name of it at this time, but there are at least 5 military bases within a 30-40 minute radius of each other. So yes, it is there's a ton of traffic. leave 20 minutes early. Like if you plan on living anywhere near any of those posts, and I think at any post, get off time is going to be insane, as well as trying to get on base, first thing in the morning for PT. So you're really going to need to give yourself a 20-minute window. There is no, I'm running 10 minutes late. That's there. No, If you don't leave 15 to 20 minutes before you have to be there, you will be late, because there is a ton of traffic. So there's no way around it. There's no way for me to sugarcoat it. There's a ton of traffic. So that is a con. Next on my list of cons, and this is the last thing, in my opinion, is that vehicular laws are pretty strict and really enforced in that area. And that's coming from someone that has had many run-ins in my youth with tickets, and I'm having to pay them, getting your car registered and things of that nature. Virginia is very, very serious about their vehicular laws, about having your car registered, about paying your tickets. They will suspend your license in a second if you don't, comply. So that is something that you should really, really consider. They are not relaxed in any type of way. So, in my opinion, that completes my list of cons and things that you might want to know about and consider if you're going to be stationed there. Now to my list of pros. I always like to do the good stuff last. It's a military town. As I told you, there are at least 5 military bases. So, military discounts for everybody all the time. Everything. So if you walk into any store, most likely they are guaranteed to have a military discount. And because it is a military town, people are accustomed to, they're accustomed to soldiers, they're accustomed to their family. It is very diverse because of the military. So that is something that I consider a pro, especially if you're going to be stationed there. It's been a military, town for years. So you'll fit right in with the rest of the military individuals there. Next, I would say that is a pro is that within 30 to 40 minutes in this Hampton Roads area, I'm going to continue to say Hampton Roads because since the bases are located about 15 minutes from each other in that circle. So in the Hampton Roads area, you are 20 to 30 minutes away from a lot of great beaches for you to visit in the summertime. Buckrow Beach, Huntington Beach, Virginia Beach, which is flooded with tourists in the summer. It's pretty packed, but it's a family area. They have a strip down there for you younger people that want to walk the strip, and clubs and bars and things of that nature. But in the summertime, it really is packed with tourists. But it is a fun place to go and lots for families to do, and it's really entertaining. Huntington Beach, they have the fishing pier there if that's something that you're interested in, and that's located in Newport News. And then at Buckrow Beach, they have like little festivals, little like artsy types of things, little eclectic things throughout the summer and things of that nature. So that is something that they have year round. I know because of the COVID and things of that nature, those activities might be suspended at this time, but that is a pro that they have lots of those type of activities there. Another pro are the attractions that are in the area. Busch Gardens is about 45 to 30 minutes away, and that's located in Williamsburg, and that is, an amusement park. In Williamsburg, of course, they also have Colonial Williamsburg. If you didn't know this, America started in Virginia. They have the Jamestown Fort. That's a nice historical thing that you could take your family to. Also, the DC, the capital. Our capital is about 3 hours away from that area. So those are some sites and things that you could take your family to and you can do, and it's in a really relatively close amount of space. The next pro that I'm going to talk about are the concerts. So they have the Virginia Beach Amphitheater, and then they also have the Hampton Coliseum, but that's a little bit older. Now they have the Hampton Convention Center, and they have tons of concerts like all the time, year round. So that if that's, if concerts are your thing, then they have a lot of that there. Also, I don't remember the last time, and I haven't been there in quite a few years, but they have a lot of like the monster truck rallies at that Hampton Coliseum. If that's something that your family might be interested in too, there's always family oriented activities to do there at the Coliseums and things of that nature. Another pro is that you get all 4 seasons. You know, so you get a real winter, a real fall, a real summer, and a real spring. Our winters, we don't get much snow, and when we do, it's really gross. It's really slushy, but it doesn't last too long, and it's gone. So yeah, so I feel like, you know, if you want to enjoy all the seasons and be able to, you know, get out and do activities, Virginia is definitely a place where you can do that. So I hope this video was helpful, and I hope I answered any question that you may have or give you a, you know, just a better idea of what the area is like. If you have any more questions, or if you want me to go in detail about anything, please leave a comment down below and I'll answer you as soon as I can. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.